Give the gift of Rev Voice this Christmas. Rejoice with Rev Voice when you sign up and enter to win 12 days of giveaways, including a 2015 Jeep Wrangler from Bahamas Bus and Truck.
The push for a death penalty vote. Police return to the scene of an off-duty officer's murder. The opposition leader defends his performance, plus a flash flyer lands a BEC worker in hospital. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Juanitude and NV12 starts now. Topping news tonight, as this country's murder count continues to climb, Chairman of the Constitutional Commission, Sean McQueenie, recently revealed there has been a very strong push for a constitutional referendum to deal with the death penalty. However, a former Attorney General says that would be a bad move. Dana Smith reports.
We've had various suggestions on that. That's really a matter for the political directorate, the government and opposition. There's a very strong push, I should say, to move forward with a constitutional amendment to deal with capital punishment, which was one of the recommendations. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if that is now moved ahead in the queue. But that remains to be seen. That's a matter for the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition to decide how they want to approach the next round.
Amid continued concern over the nation's murder count, which now stands at 114 so far for the year, there's been renewed interest in capital punishment as a potential means to deter killings. Last July, the Constitutional Commission recommended the government amend the nation's death penalty law to tie the hands of the Privy Council. The commission said to ensure the executive is able to carry out the death penalty where the courts have warranted it, government may have to consider amending the law to prevent challenges. However, not everyone thinks the death penalty is such a good idea. Weighing in on the issue today, former Attorney General and parliamentarian Alfred Sears labeled the death penalty as, among other things, discriminatory, explaining it's only poor black men who get sent to the noose.
The practice of the death penalty in the Bahamas historically, as it has been within the Caribbean, has been very discriminatory. We do not hang white people, even in some egregious cases, as have occurred even in the Bahamas. We do not hang women, and it's usually poor black men.
In addition to what he called the discriminatory nature of the death penalty, Sears also said it's possible those convicted and sentenced to death may be innocent, and in a system of justice, we'd want to ensure no innocent person is executed, because that's an error that cannot be reversed. Sears said convicted murderers have been exonerated through DNA testing, the confession of the real killer, or even if it's found police brutality was involved in obtaining a false and involuntary confession.
Where you have a practice where agents of the state, meaning the police, it's been alleged in a number of cases confessions were due to beatings. In fact, when I served as Attorney General in a number of highly publicized cases, we had the Harvey Tynes case, we had the Merson case, and a number of criminal-related cases where the Privy Council asked that the government take affirmative action to stop this practice.
And as Attorney General, Sears said he also took measures to tackle the problem. He said as a result of a number of cases, government had to pay millions in damages to various people, either for false arrest or abuse of power by agents of the state. Sears said crime is a multifaceted phenomena that needs a multifaceted response. And rather than look for a quick fix to tackle the nation's crime problem, more resources should be put into community building and the judiciary. Trials should be conducted and concluded speedily, and a culture of compliance should be developed, with present laws being enforced, no matter how small or big the crime.
I think it's very unfortunate, given the serious state of crime in the Bahamas today, especially violent crime, that we have put into the public domain that the solution to the escalation of violent crime is the death penalty. Because I think when we look at the statistics as well as the learning on the subject, the death penalty certainly cannot be the basis of Bahamian jurisprudence. In my view, it confirms the culture of killing.
The last time capital punishment was carried out in the Bahamas was on January 6, 2000. David Mitchell was hanged for the Abaco murders of a wealthy German couple. Reporting for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
4 days after an off-duty police officer was shot and killed on Montrose Avenue and Durham Street, officers returned to the murder scene to speak with residents and business owners in the area. Members of that community say they are living in fear. Jasmine Brown has a story.
The residents we spoke to today appear to have one thing in common. They're all living in fear following last week's shocking murder. Sergeant Wayne Roll was reportedly sitting in an SUV parked on Durham Street on Thursday when a gunman shot him in the head. 4 days after his murder, area residents tell us they are living in fear. Apart from a few break-ins, residents say their community is relatively quiet. And that's why Paul McCartney said they were surprised to see violence reach their doorsteps. McCartney revealed that 2 of his relatives have been murdered in just over a year. In late July, his 73-year-old sister, Maud McCartney, was found burnt beyond recognition in her Collins Avenue home. McCartney is also the cousin of businessman Kurt McCartney, who was shot dead in Gambier Village on October 24, 2013.
I don't feel safe. I have families, and like I said, I was personally involved because of crime, like I said, when they killed my sister.
And your cousin?
And my cousin, Kurt McCartney. The criminals have all the say in this country. The politicians don't care, so it seems. They wouldn't even come out and make a statement as regards to all these things that are going on because it doesn't affect them. They're safe. But we are out here, we're sitting ducks with these people. I am angry, like I said, because you can talk all you want to. You can put all the police patrols. I see police up and down all day. But people still killing at will because they know nothing's going to happen to them.
Others echoed McCartney's fears and frustration, including this resident who was too afraid to show her face.
In this area, I always felt safe. But the past incident, I'm wondering.
Nothing has happened in this area is serious like that, you know, and all of a sudden, here it was. So this isn't an area known for like crime or criminal activity or anything? Off and on little things, nothing serious like this.
I'm 89, I am 90 years of age, and I've never seen what I'm seeing today in my childhood growing up.
Business owners in the area say they are being extremely cautious following last week's murder.
I just want everybody to be cautious. This is the Christmas season, and I think we need to just put out that extra amount of caution, care, concern.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean led the walkabout this afternoon and said police are hoping to calm those fears.
We strive to the police presence with the walkabouts, increase patrols, cars, motorized patrols. That will reduce level of fear. We have to talk and connect with our people. That's what we are doing. So you find most of our community-based police officers are on the ground connecting with people.
Police are also asking anyone with information on Roll's murder to contact them at 911, 919, or 328-TIPS. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
And from the courts, 2 people have been charged in connection with last week's murder outside High Roller Sports Bar. Simone Davis has the details.
24-year-old Anton Meadows and 25-year-old Malago Humes appeared in Magistrate Court number 9 today, facing charges for the murder of Teran Greenslade. The men were charged with murder and causing unlawful harm. Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt told the men that they were not required to enter a plea. Meadows was represented by Troy Kelman, who notified the magistrate that Meadows had allegedly been beaten by 2 police officers while in custody at the Central Detective Detective Unit. Kelman said the two officers appeared to be the same officers who arrested the men on site of the incident. According to reports, on Monday, December 1st, shortly after 3 a.m., Greenslade was involved in an altercation with Meadows and Humes at the High Rollers nightclub in Coral Harbor. One of the men then allegedly shot him in the head, and both men allegedly immediately fled the scene in a gold Honda vehicle. Greenslade was rushed to the hospital in a private vehicle, but succumbed to his injury on Carmichael Road, where he was pronounced dead. The two men were remanded to Her Majesty's prison until they are set to reappear in court on the 20th of January 2015, where they will be presented with a voluntary bill of indictment. Reporting for NB12, I'm Simone Davis.
In other news, newly re-elected Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis has dismissed former Deputy Prime Minister Frank Watson's recent criticism over his performance over the past 2.5 years, insisting he has done what is necessary since becoming party leader in 2012.
I've done what is necessary, and I will continue to do what is necessary to help the Bahamian people.
Seemingly unfazed by Watson's warning that the FNM would have serious problems if he does not turn things around in the next 8 months, Minnis says the Bahamian people will be the ones to judge his performance as opposition leader. Watson told the Nassau Guardian's National Review last week he does not think Minnis has performed to the standard that would result in an election victory, but noted, "We wrote off the last 2.5 years. I don't think that in his wildest dreams he thought he would one day be a leader." Minnis says while Watson is entitled to his opinion, he disagrees with the former Deputy Prime Minister.
I read many things in the paper. I hear many things in the paper. I remain focused. This country is hurting, and it needs healing. But everybody's entitled to their opinion.
When asked for his thoughts on his performance since becoming FNM leader in May 2012, Minnis said he has done what is necessary.
We have been working continuously from I've come in, and I will continue to work. We have been doing a lot of groundwork, and I've said repeatedly that our movement and our work will not stop until we are sworn in.
In his interview with National Review, Frank Watson acknowledged that the jury is out on Minnis and hinted he might not be the leader the party goes into the next general election with. However, Minnis asserted that he will not only lead the FNM into the next election, he will become the next prime minister. Though Minnis and new deputy leader Peter Turnquest have been referred to as the dull duo, Minnis insisted he has an excellent leadership team.
I think it's an excellent team. It's a group of intelligent individuals, Michael Pintard, Peter Turnquest. They're intelligent individuals, they're young, and I've said before that I want to build a cadre of young leaders around me. I term myself as a servant leader. I do not want to stay. I want to do what is right, and after that's done.
During the FNM's convention on November 21st, Minnis secured 290 votes, beating his only challenger and former deputy leader Loretta Butler Turner, who got 108 votes. Minnis says both Butler Turner and former deputy chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands would have a place in an FNM-led government.